What's going on, everyone? My name is Triforce Addiction. Welcome back to another COD mobile video. So today we have the CBR4 AMOEBA. So this is the 7th mythic skin for Call of Duty Mobile. And hooray, hooray, it's on another Modern Warfare weapon. So I never really got to make a video on the CBR4. I could have a long time ago, but the problem was that we didn't have the controller support for the phone. So it has, for the iPad, but it has been fixed at this point. So I have been working a lot harder when it comes to the diamond grind as well as for the SVD. So I decided to live stream it first instead of actually uploading right away because I knew a lot of people were really interested in this skin. And you guys saw I got really lucky. I ended up getting this from my third pull from the draw. So thankfully I saved like maybe $150. Most of the money went to upgrading the weapon to its max. My original plan was actually to make it halfway through the level, just have it in Mythic level 4, because I just assumed that I would get this at the very end of the draw. I mean, that's what typically happens. But yeah, I got extremely lucky. I don't know why. I kind of felt like I was going to get this early on. I don't know why that is, but I'm assuming it's maybe because there was a lot of legendary items. Maybe this thing increased in chance. I'm not really that sure. I'm sure I just got lucky. This is probably the luckiest I'll ever be. I'm probably never gonna have something like this again. So the theme of the CBR4 is more of a scientific and more of a biological type of theme. It's really nice. I really do love the skin in general. I do love the AMOEBA that's actually encased, and believe it or not, the encasing that you see on the back of the iron sight is actually the magazine. So I'm assuming all the juice or all the stuff that you're shooting is actually the life force of the AMOEBA or something like that. So the reactive themes are pretty simple. The encasing turns pretty much blue at the very end, and the AMOEBA becomes fully developed. So that's pretty much how it reacts. The AMOEBA just grows over time the more kills you get. As for the other effects like the shooting sound and such, the shooting sound isn't really that great. It is noticeable, but it's not like the Peacekeeper level, you know, like that one was amazing. But as for the shooting effect, it's not really that great. Other effects like the death effects and the muzzle flashes are pretty amazing as well. Probably the best ones out of the Mythics collections as of right now. So the muzzle effects that you get for leveling up your weapon to the max, there are two of them. They're pretty much green in color, and you know, one of them has more of a flatline theme, and the other one, I forgot, it's more of a, I guess, a techie theme. I'm not really that sure, but it looks really nice nonetheless. Just take my word for it. As for the death effects, I feel like they really knocked it out of the park with this one, because the death effects are actually really nice. As for the base death effect, it's not really the greatest. It's kind of like the PDW Toxic Waste, but like with more of a yellow tint. But for the death effects here, the first one involves, like, I guess, well, they're both pretty much plant-based. The first one involves like vines pretty much coming outside of the enemy once you kill them. And as for the final death effect that you get near the end of the mythic levels, is they pretty much get sucked up by this gigantic plant. I say that they knocked it out of the park with this mythic skin because I've never seen a mythic death effect that's this good. Usually some of them are pretty simple. The last one that really had good death effects was probably the Peacekeeper. But this one pretty much knocked it out of the park because there's just so much animation going on with each of them. As for the attachment skins, for the most part, they're pretty much alright. I mean, it typically covers all of the attachments almost, with the exception of few, like, you know, the muzzle brake and all that stuff. It does have attachment skins for the monolithic as well as the tactical suppressor and the muzzle brake, or what's that thing called? The muzzle flash thing. The flash guard, I think that's what it's called. They're not attachments that significantly change the gun overall. I mean, well, with the exception of the barrels, but that's pretty much it. For the most part, most of the attachments are like just white and blue in color. This weapon as well does have a different skin for the medals as well as the calling card. It does look pretty nice. It's kind of what you would expect, you know, just toxic sludge or whatever that chemical is, and pretty much a green background with just the basic medals there. And finally, let's discuss the weapon inspect. So the weapon inspect is probably the longest weapon inspect you will ever see, because it takes about like maybe like 15 to like 20 seconds for it to finish up. And that's mainly because you're basically just poking at the little encasing and just looking at the AMOEBA for the most part. And that's pretty much it. It kind of like bursts or tries to like escape with like this little mini explosion within the encasing. But yeah, that's pretty much what happens, and it's a pretty cool weapon in spec, something that, you know, you typically you normally wouldn't see with any weapon in this game. So now let's move on to the attachment. So it does have the MIP light flash guard, the classic red dot sight, YKM light stock, MIP laser, as well as stippled grip tape. So this class is mainly meant for speed. This is what comes with the mythic weapon. So you do get some default, you know, mythic skins for your attachments. As for the class up, I do have monolithic suppressor, RTC steady stock, OWC laser tactical, rubberized 4 grip tape, as well as rubberized grip tape. So pretty much there's no recoil with this class. You'll be able to laser people from almost across the map. So yeah, take my word for it. Trust me, I know you're gonna like it. So finally, we talk about whether or not it's worth picking up. Honestly, in my opinion, it is. For me, I mean, I spent like a very small amount, like maybe 1,000 COD points for this thing, and that's because I got lucky. But keep in mind, being lucky with these draws is an absolute miracle. It's almost bound to never happen. That's why I'm always expected to get everything unlocked, because it's just almost impossible to even, you know, get this in your first try or even like in your first few. As for unlocking it to the max, I don't really think it matters, because I mean, most of these attachments don't change the gun so much to the point where it's actually noticeable. So I don't really recommend upgrading, unless you want to go all the way up to like level 4 maybe to get some extra death effects. But I mean, yeah, to be honest, the only reason why I would ever upgrade is because of the, you know, the metal skins as well as the calling card skins. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe for some more COD Mobile Blueprint content, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.